What's up, fucks? Jackson here today with my little brother Chubbz.
Hello, everyone.
And if you haven't heard by now, I'm sure everyone has. It just happened today, and by the time this gets up, it'll be a couple days later because of our shitty-ass internet. Bungie has broken up with Activision, and they are retaining the rights to Destiny. So all future Destiny stuff after Destiny 2, I'm sure we're going to see hundreds of thousands, not thousands, hundreds of dollars worth of more content, paid content released for Destiny 2. Yeah. Since Activision said they had this backup plan going with outside developers helping create DLC for the fucking train that is the DLC train pumping through Destiny's station since day one. So this is an interesting time because for moving forward, we're going to be able to see how much was Bungie and how much was Activision.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. The most common defense is, oh, Bungie, they can't do any better because their master's Activision. Yeah, and it's always because Activision
made them do it. Activision made them make this decision. And we've said all along that, like, and this is a fact, like, the current Bungie isn't what Bungie was during Halo.
At all.
It's not the same company. In name only is it the same company. And I'm sure there's a bunch of developers that have stayed over.
Oh, yeah.
That worked there. Okay, let's look at Destiny. Okay, so what is Activision responsible for? Well, it's the low amount of content, the really bad endgame grind in Destiny 1, the problems with the gear, progression system being tied to RNG completely at the end game, where your light level doesn't progress, you get no more levels unless you're getting gear that is giving you that.
Yeah.
So what Activision and Bungie have done with Destiny from Destiny 1 through Destiny 2, regardless of like the horrible, stupid decisions in Destiny 2 that have almost all been reverted now, slowing down supers, grenades, etc., slowing down the amount of gear you get by, like the end game gear stuff. Oh
yeah, by putting a timed wall on there.
Yeah, timed wall, new content released in season passes, right? All that Destiny's done is it took a hollow, meaningless endgame, which was the endgame in Destiny 1. Destiny 1's endgame, day one, was to do the Vault of Glass. Once you got the Vault of Glass, the endgame was about getting the braid gear from the Vault of Glass.
Yep.
It's a hollow endgame to have one activity be the entirety of your endgame.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And not just the Vault of Glass being the entirety, but that's the overall goal, right? Well, how do you get there? Oh, well, you could do Crucible matches or strike playlists.
Yeah. And then there's also, like, bounties, and they give you the exotic bounties in Destiny 1, where you get exotic weapons.
But still, it was very minimal.
It was very minimal. And so what they've done is they've taken that hollow, empty sort of endgame, and they've made it hollow, empty endgame with also a lot of sidetracks available.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's the thing.
Lots of activities.
Bounties were sidetracks. Patrols were sidetracks. Fucking public events were sidetracks.
Yes, these were things that you were having to do, not like...
Well, even if you didn't have to do them, even if you were just like me, like, there were some nights I just wanted to play Destiny. I'd hop on the moon and I'd just run around and look for public events, and then I'd do patrols, and I'd really dug running around killing shit on the moon. I never got anything for that. Right? Like a max level.
No activities,
yeah, I'm not getting rewarded for that in any way. And that's the way it is now. Like, outside of like the newest area, you're not really going to get rewarded for doing patrols in old zones. You're not going to get the rewards for doing like the fucking escalation protocol event.
Right.
Or things like that. Because no longer is that relevant.
It's updated to the newest.
And so it's always maintained this sort of hollow, empty gameplay. But the distractions are more varied, right? Where it's like you can go and do all these bounties for this guy, or you can go and you can collect gunsmith parts and, turn them into the gunsmith. You can go, and it's a bunch of things, but it's empty and meaningless. You don't get rewarded for it. Maybe there's some of those things that will account to a weekly challenge or a daily challenge, and you'll get rewarded for that weekly challenge or daily challenge. But you're not getting rewarded for just straight up enjoying the game and playing it.
At all.
Right? You're not. They've decided under what parameters and what, conditions that you'll be rewarded. You'll be rewarded during this, you know, endgame raid. You'll be rewarded during this endgame activity. This one endgame activity that equals out to kill a bunch of things that you've been doing forever, but it's exceptionally hard, even though it's reskinned fucking enemies.
Yeah.
Even though this is nothing more than the reskinned enemies you've been fighting since day one in Destiny 1. Even though that's, you know, it amounts to killing them, and it's hard because you don't have a number. You don't have a certain number.
And there is no stepping stone in between your current number to the next tier of numbers.
Aside from weeklies and dailies and the raid, and which you can't even do at that point. The new raid you wouldn't have been able to do.
No. And even then, the older raids aren't even going to give you anything worth it.
This dumbass mentality that you see where it's like, it's this hardcore grinding, man. Like, you gotta be a hobbyist to play Destiny, man. Like, you gotta get on there, you know, and you gotta put in the time.
Like a mobile phone
game?
Yes,
exactly. Exactly. I could get a fucking, like, epic castle in Clash of Clans and an epic town with, like, pimped out heroes and all the best building upgrades and everything for free. That doesn't mean I want to fucking do that for the next 3 years of my life and call myself a Clash of Clans hobbyist.
Yeah.
Just because the game is difficult because they've set the parameters.
They designed it that way.
They have set the parameters of how much you can progress.
Oh,
this isn't a game like fucking Resident Evil 4, Borderlands 1, through the fucking pre-sequel, where you get the game, you get the fucking content, and at the pace of you, the gamer, the consumer, you can play through this game as quickly as you want. Destiny, it's like, here's a fucking 10, 11, 12-hour experience for you, for a regular Destiny player. Because we're good at Destiny, but we're no better than anyone else who played it as much as we played it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, except the fucking idiots, Chubbz. But we're not going to talk about them. But I'm just saying, like, that, you know, at most, since we did it in 12, at most 20 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So you get a 20-hour fucking campaign. Once you get to the end, you're just doing that. And then you're doing this little raid that's not even, like, difficult because of battle, like, fighting the enemies. It's difficult because of the puzzles in it.
Oh, yeah.
And the newest fucking thing they did with the DLC, the puzzle was too hard for the community to even figure out.
They had to just give it to them.
Well, here's the thing. I did look into this. I didn't look into what people were saying about fucking Destiny and Bungie splitting from Activision. I did, however, look some stuff up about the puzzles. That shit.
Right.
And I actually saw Sarabi. He posted on Twitter, and that's when I first kind of saw that this was happening. That's when I was first made aware that, like, this is the way Bungie's doing content now. We're going to sell you a season pass, but you're not going to have access to that content until the community solves challenges, right?
Solves riddles.
And this challenge is so hard that it's over 24 hours, and it's like, yo, people are just excited for their new shit they bought.
Yeah.
And you've told them it's coming out. But now it's at, you know,
they have to unlock it. They have to collectively find a puzzle solution to unlock the new content.
Because there's a fucking Fortnite burger in the desert in Texas somewhere, and everything has to be an ARPG, IRL, fucking...
Get the community involved.
Yeah, dude, like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck happened to just releasing a goddamn fucking video game, man?
Like a good game, and not maintaining a community, but having the community be a natural result of a good game.
Yeah. Where with Destiny, it's like, okay, so what I saw was a lot of people are actually pissed. A lot of people preferred that they have to wait until the community figured it out.
They're mad about them unlocking it.
And then the other side of the community, like Sarabi, was like, bitch, I gave you money for content. I want my content now. And that's the appropriate fucking response to have.
Oh yeah, especially with the DLC that Destiny 2 is pumping out. Let's be honest, it's nothing like a entirely new zone, entirely new map with multiple different objectives and story. It's not like
DLC, classic DLC, classic expansions.
Where like, if there was a puzzle or a riddle, it would be packed within such an amount of content.
This is Call of Duty map pack status.
A map pack that first you have to find out the riddle solution to unlock a map.
With a new number that you have to grind in order to get to it, you have to do weeklies and dailies because the new content was the first couple of packs in this optional secondary season pass post expansion,
the annual season pass
fucking shit that they've got going on over there that these fuckers are buying. I don't understand why anyone is giving them any money at this point. I understand the game is fun. With friends, it's fucking solid. It's one of the top-notch fucking times you can have with a fire team, right? Super fun, engaging gameplay. I promise you there are other games and companies that respect your time more and respect your dollar more. And you're going to get just as much value.
Oh, yeah, but that's where we boil down to these arguments and defenses on the other side, right? These people who are still paying money, these people who are still playing this game, it's all Activision's fault.
Yeah, it's all been Activision's fault.
And this is that moment in time where I don't know the reaction of people. You don't know the reaction of people. I'm sure some of them are really excited. Like you said, you're excited. I'm not sure I'm excited.
I'm excited to see because...
well, that's the thing is I don't even really care at this point.
if there's going to be an upturn in the quality of content?
Yeah.
You're not excited to see that?
I'm not sure if it's going to be. I'm so skeptical and cynical about this whole
situation. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be.
And it's because there's so many people that have left. There's such a huge shift in the company. And this is a company that has based its entire success off of this franchise of cutting the content, chopping it up, and releasing it in installments.
Yeah, drip feed content back to the consumer.
And this is proven to be the case with Destiny 1. Chicago, right? Like all these different things. Talk shit on B. Dobbins and other YouTubers like that you will, but we need guys like that who are like, hey, we were shown this. This is complete. This was in the, pre-release shit when you were showing this off.
It's so obvious when you play Destiny 1 that a major shift happened and that game changed.
And that's another reason is people say the reason why the story is so bad is because they had that huge shift, which is a cause of Activision.
Missing. I mean, look at The Stranger. The Stranger doesn't make a reappearance.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the new stuff. It's all entirely new. You can tell, like the Cabal Bane.
Oh, yeah.
He's not fucking, he's a new character.
Oh, no, but they have been following that business model is what I'm saying. Like, from Destiny 1, they did it, and then Destiny 2, they knew they didn't have to create a whole bunch, and so it was the same sort of business model. Small, minimal content added to over time. You know what I mean?
Well, it was the stitching together of the Frankenstein's monster.
Exactly.
It was taking all the pieces and trying to form what could be a passable day one $60 product with a $35 season pass, a $40 paid expansion after that, and yet another $40 paid expansion after that.
Oh, yeah.
And you see it throughout that life cycle. You see the loot system change. You see the progression fucking get better at the end game. More activities, more engaging things with the Taken King happen. You also see a very, clear middle finger to the day one customer who doesn't buy the Taken King, who now has a serious shift in his game that it no longer holds value.
Like, he can't play it.
You can't go back. This isn't
they can't go in and do endgame activities. They stripped away so many different things with that expansion. I'm pretty sure they took away the difficulty modifiers.
The shit that you could do the day before and after that day that they released the pre-patch.
Was astounding.
It minimized your content down to nothing.
Oh, yeah.
To nothing. It let you play the base missions, all on base difficulty. It let you play Vault of Glass, base difficulty, all of this shit, dude.
Not only
this is a game that evolved with you, the customer, either continually handing them over money or you stop playing it.
Oh, yeah.
That was the decision that they put in our hands. They made that fucking decision.
Oh, yeah.
They decided to make it about that decision where You either keep handing us money, motherfucker, or the game that you had yesterday sometimes will be completely less than the next day.
Yep.
The day after we decide to change.
When we
because this
release
is
another...
we're still in the development cycle.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They're still releasing content that they're polishing and smoothing out and adding to the game.
And that's on top of, like, just the changes, the balancing, all of this shit. The live team that's needed. They need the fucking microtransactions because this is a MMO shared looter shooter RPG fucking hobbyist fucking game.
Yeah.
And, like, you need to give us money for skins, or else we're not going to be able to update your game.
That's why we're going to see. This huge shift right now that just happened with this news. Activision and Bungie splitting ways. This is going to be a really telling moment in the entirety of the fucking franchise.
I couldn't
the entirety
agree more.
of that company as a whole.
We heard that news. We wanted to fucking whip a video together real quick about it because honestly, at the end of the day, I think me and Chubbz both agree when we see the course that this game has taken day one, and we've seen other companies that have released games under Activision's umbrella that although have these microtransaction systems in them, don't do this sort of shit.
Right.
Don't completely take half your game away. Like the single player, the equivalent would be buy the new Call of Duty map pack, or you're gonna lose like a third of your campaign.
Or like
we're just gonna strip a third of your campaign away. That if you want to play it, in a year from now, that you already played, you already had access to this entire campaign. Oh yeah, this doesn't happen.
It doesn't exist now.
It doesn't happen anywhere else but Bungie.
Yeah, or have a company effectively release an expansion pack, a content drop, which effectively makes the physical copy of the vanilla version of the game pointless.
Yeah, because you have to buy the new upgraded version.
And you can only buy it digital.
Yep.
Middle finger to people who buy the game day one.
This has been Destiny's mentality since day one, and this has 100% been Bungie's decision from day one. We've seen things that Luke Smith have said. We've seen design changes that Luke Smith and Mr. Mark Noseworthy have made. Horrible fucking decisions that they have done complete fucking 180s on, changed back to the way it was in Destiny 1. Whether they tanked it on purpose or they fucked up on accident, either way, this isn't a company that I really give a fuck about being surprised, like excited to see what they're coming out with. I'm more excited because I think that we'll be proven correct and that it'll be all they'll do, like I was with the shallow, hollow, empty endgame, how they just refined that. Right. I expect that not to change. I expect it to get more streamlined and refined.
Yeah.
And whether that's in the form of microtransactions, and they come up with some other slick way to do microtransactions in a weird way. They've been talking to Tencent. They're talking about doing a project with Tencent. Is Tencent going to publish this fucking thing? Are we going to see a fucking Destiny fucking battleground mode? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? The odds are in our favor. Because from where I'm sitting, Bungie has constantly stuck the middle finger up to the day one buyer and the fans over and over again by putting this line in the sand that says, give me more money or have your fucking content taken away.
Yep.
Give us money for microtransactions so that we can fund new content. Oh, by the way, we're dropping last gen.
Yep.
Fuck this game. Fuck this company. Right? For all of the good things that I could go on and on about this game, all the fun times I've had, all the hopes that I saw for it, being a little excited for Destiny 2, hoping against all hope that I would be proven to be wrong. Right. That this game would be fucking...
That this game would blow you out of the water.
Full of the goodness.
Yeah.
Full of the goodness. Only to see it released and have them change almost everything back to the way it was with Destiny 1. Why even buy a fucking sequel?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think we'll be proven correct, Chubbz.
Yeah.
That's it for me, Jax.
Chubbz.
We're out of here. Fucking love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome. Till next time. Keep kicking ass. Never be a fucking idiot.